Alright folks, I just wanted to make a quick video and show you what I do in the summer to get perfect germination in the extreme dry heat that we've been experiencing here in Kelowna. Now, we had a heat wave last week that reached up to 47 degrees Celsius, and actually it was humid during that week. It was up to 70% humidity, so extremely hot. But we're now back to kind of normal summer temperatures here in the Okanagan Valley of about 40 degrees Celsius during the day. That would be a high of, and probably around, between 35 to 40. And so in the summertime, a lot of the things that I'm planting are crops that are going to be kind of end of season crops, and I haven't started my overwintering crops yet, but I wanted just to show you my trick for establishing really good germinated crops in the hot summer, which can be challenging if you're direct seeding. Even if you're transplanting, it can be challenging. So what I've got here is some shade cloth on this bed. This is a 50% shade cloth, and a variety of different shade cloths will work for this. The main idea is we're keeping the moisture in the soil to allow the crop to germinate well. And what I've planted here is my summer crop of basil. And I really only do one planting of basil a year now. I just do a summer planting for about a late August or early September harvest. And that's just so we can make a bunch of pesto at once. And because I haven't been here at the urban homestead very much lately, I've been up at the rural off-grid homestead working on that project. I'm trying to do things a little bit more passively, because when I'm not here, sometimes I'm up at the homestead and my wife is here with the kids, and she doesn't have the time to micromanage the garden as I do, or just doesn't have the experience as well. And so this technique works really well because I can kind of just set it and forget it. And I planted this about a week ago, and I haven't uncovered it yet. To be honest, I just peeked under it just before I made this video to take a look. So this whole area has been direct seeded to basil. So all I did was I just made holes in the soil with my fingers, and then I dropped a few seeds in each hole. I covered it up and I hand watered it really good with a watering wand. Soaked the soil really good. In fact, over the couple days that I was here before I left for the week, I just, hand watered it over those couple days to get that soil really soaked. And this is still on irrigation, so it's on a drip irrigation, so it's still getting water. But let's just take a look under the soil and just see how it is. So I'm just gonna, I just use whatever I've got to hold that fabric down. And so let's just pull. I'm letting some of my celery go to seed this year, so let's just pull this off and see. This basil is just starting to emerge, and I think basil likes to have a little bit of light to germinate as well. So we've got some of these little cotyledon popping up, so that's just the beginning stages. And this is the perfect time to take it off. So it's been in here, like I said, about a week, and now that this soil is nice and moist, you can just see them starting to pop up. And so it's the kind of thing where you don't want to leave it on too long, especially with a crop like this, because it needs light. And basil likes to have light to germinate. Unlike some of the things that will germinate well in darkness, basil likes to have light to germinate. And so now covering this off at this stage, as I see just the beginnings of these. They're not lanky yet, they've just popped up, maybe just the last couple days. Now I'm going to uncover this, and then they're just going to fly from there. And so I like doing this because in the summertime, I don't want to do transplants too much, though I've got a bunch of transplants in the greenhouse. We've got our fall cabbages, our fall kale, our fall broccolinis, and things like that. But I try to do as little nursery stuff as possible, because it's harder to do nursery work in the heat of the summer, and nobody really wants to be in the greenhouse anyways. So if I can direct seed something, I will direct seed something, and I prefer to do it that way. It's just less work. Then I don't have to transplant anything. You just direct seed, and then plants take off and you're good to go. And so this technique with the shade cloth works also very well with carrots. So you could, because that's a challenge that a lot of people have, is planting carrots in the summertime or when it's hot. So this one works amazing with carrots. You just direct seed your carrots, put a shade cloth over, water it really good, and then just leave it on there for a week. You can even, if you're brave enough, you can even do it with, if you're in a warmer climate, like say you're in Tennessee or Florida or Texas or somewhere like that, you can even use a silage tarp, and you'll plant your crop, water it really good, make sure it's, you know, you probably have some drip irrigation underneath it or something like that. You can put a silage tarp on it with the white side up, and then leave it there for 7 days, take it off, and then you'll have absolutely perfect germination. Just punch in for a second real quick and show you that this also works very well for beans. So I covered these beans direct seeded, didn't even soak them, just direct seeded. This is Blue Lake. They were covered with this landscape fabric for a week. I actually planted this basil and those beans at the exact same time, and look at this. Perfect germination. What this also did for me is I've got a problem with some birds in the area that love to get things that are germinating, and whenever they're at this sort of stage like this, popping up, the birds get them. And actually they just came and got this one as well. Oh, there's a couple casualties in here, but 95% of them are perfect. So hope you guys found that, my boy's trying to get in the shot here. Hope you guys found that video helpful. If you did, subscribe to the channel here. If you want to see more detailed long form content that I do more about farming, check out fromthefield.tv. All right, see you in the next video.